Sorry.
I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Alright, ladies and gents, it's time for FDRawr's story time. Now, we're going to kick this one off. This is the first one ever. We're going to kick it off because we're in Pride Month with some gay history. Now, we all know about Stonewall, I would hope by now. However, 14 years before that, this is in 1955, right? In Baltimore at a club, 162 men were arrested. Apparently, the shuttle had to take 24 trips to get all of them to the fucking police station. Now, for some context, here are a couple laws that existed around that time, right? In 1951, the Supreme Court of California determined that congregations of homosexuals wasn't sufficient grounds to suspend a bar's liquor license. Thank God for that. California only constitutional right in 1951. In 1952, Executive Order 10450 comes out, and it establishes sexual perversions as grounds for firing federal employees. In 1955, on Halloween, in Boise, Idaho, of all places, 3 men were arrested on charges of lewd conduct and sodomy, which ultimately resulted in 1,500 people being questioned and 15 other convictions.
I'm just gonna put this out there just to step in on the story a little bit. Having been living in Idaho for a while, that does not surprise me.
So, at this time, there was what was known as a blue discharge. That was how they dismissed gay men from the military. It was not a dishonorable, but it wasn't an honorable. Now, the VA at that time could deny your VA benefits for a blue discharge as if it was like dishonorable. Yeah, this is how f***ed the time period is that we're talking about, dog.
Well, I read about that. The guy who was the first openly gay person to come out in the military, and he was an Air Force officer, and he got discharged like right after it. His tombstone reads, "They gave me a medal for killing 2 men and kicked me out for loving 1," I think was what it says.
Leonard Matlevick. Now, the event we're talking about takes place in a club called the Pepper Hill Club. Now, the reason I chose this actually isn't just because it was before Stonewall, but because the the address of this club was 200 North Gay Street. Yeah, right. So apparently it's in a part of Baltimore that's just covered in nudie bars, shit like that, probably liquor stores, things of that nature. Right. It actually happened to be right next to the police station too, which is really funny. So before this all went down, police...
How do we get to the basement? Sorry.
I don't know. Police told the club they had to take down, like, they had like a half mannequin glued to the wall or whatever. But the owner apparently said, "At least we put panties on our mannequin." I think that's a really dope way for him to respond to that. Holy shit, I'm getting my ass beat by the big guy, dude. He broke into the place.
It's probably turn the light off. Okay, lights are out. Maybe that'll help you.
Okay. How long do you think it
proceed.
took after establishing the United States Army in 1775 before someone was first kicked out for being gay?
You said 1775, right?
Is when the army was established. How long do you think they took to kick somebody out for being gay?
You know, I would say it was probably pretty quick.
How quick?
Within the decade? Maybe?
3 years. 1778.
Yeah. Okay.
He was a lieutenant.
Check it out. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Lieutenant kicked out. But another cool little factoid, in 1868, the Two-Spirit, I don't want to know how to pronounce this, Wewa, which they were a native, native representative type of thing. They met with President Grover Cleveland. But they were one of those, two-spirited types, which, is, if you know your native history, them's the LGBTs of the natives. They're said to possess, I believe, of course, the yin and the yang, the male and the female, whatever, blah, 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 blah. However they interpret it, we don't know. Okay, and this is a really funny, I don't know why this was in a list of gay facts, but in 1870, nearly 500,000 Americans had crossed the continental U.S. to the Western Territories since 1840. Only 10% of them were women.
Okay.
So, as a gay factoid, you're like, well, yeah, I guess I get what you're getting at there, huh?
Right.
A lot of motherfuckers wanted to live out here where nobody was, and not a lot of them were ladies.
Yeah, if I could throw my own little factoid in.
Yeah.
Most people will know that Wyoming was the first state to allow women to vote.
Yeah.
And they often parade that around. It was like, they have like some tagline that's like first to vote or something, or...
Oh, okay.
But might not be for the reason that you think. Wyoming is very sparsely populated, and at the time of the women's suffrage movement, there were not a lot of women. And the only reason that Wyoming gave women the right to vote was to try to attract more women to the state.
To keep the population alive. I do like that. So, in 1962, Illinois became the first state to decriminalize homosexual acts between two consenting adults in private.
Which state?
Illinois.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. If you can believe that.
Random.
So, after police asked the club owner to take down the mannequin with the panties on it, and he makes a snarky remark to the police and doesn't take it down, a couple weeks later, the police show up. And the way they put it, because it's about midnight when they show up, is that they see a wall of people. Now remember, they make 162 arrests tonight.
Right.
So, it's a real wall of people. Hey, I have gas for the thing.
Okay, I think it's in this room, or did they change it? Med station. I need to unlock this.
One of the police reports having heard one of the patrons say to the other, "Do you still love me?" Come on, man! Oh, that's brutal. So, 162 people arrested. Less than 140 show up for court. 5 conviction, right? Now, can you imagine, as police, thinking, man, yeah, that's okay. We should just arrest 162 people for doing nothing but going to a gay club. 24 trips, dude. I would not make 24 trips just because some motherfuckers are kissing. That is wild to me. I'm like, okay, your oath as a police officer is to people in their freedom, right? Somewhere in between the first and 24th trip, I would think you would be triggered as a human being to be like, damn, what we're doing is not right to these people. Right?
Yeah.
24 trips to think about it.
They're like, hey, chief, You think this is enough?